What is going on, you guys? I am back with another video, and in today's video I will be showing you how I edit my videos. So let's get started. So recently most of you have asked me how I edit my videos, and today I will show you how. So let's get started. So here I have a already done vlog which is already on my channel, so go check it out right there, right here, one of these. But like I said, today I will be teaching you how I edit my videos one step at a time. So let's check this video out. A good Mother's Day weekend. I'm also gonna include a Mother's Day trip that I took with my family, so enjoy. Alright, so you saw what I did there? It faded out from one clip to the other. Basically all I do is, let's slip this clip right here so that way I can show you. Alright, so now that this clip is slipped, I go to my transitions on iMovie. Oh, and by the way, I use iMovie to edit all my videos. And where you see it says cross blur, I basically just do that, and let's go back. And it cross faded. Now, the one thing that I try to pay attention to a lot is that when I go on these trips or when I do my gig log, I just let my camera record. I don't pay attention to nothing. I just let my camera record. And since I have all these long files of video, what I do is, let's say since this video is 10 minutes, right? What I like to do is I like to chop up every clip of everything that I got and basically condense it to either 1 minute or 2 minutes depending on what it is that I have recorded. Now in this case, I recorded me getting on the Matterhorn at Disneyland. So if you haven't gone to Disneyland, you should get on this ride. This is a very fun ride. Okay, now you saw that right there? I freeze framed so that way I can show you that it was a very bumpy ride. Now I know my titles aren't always the best, but I try to make my videos as entertaining, as fun, and as funny as possible. But the way that you would do a freeze frame, like let's say you want to stop right there, right? You would right click. You can either split your clip or you have the option of just adding freeze frame. Now for this video, let's just do freeze frame. And you see these corners here, you can condense them, or you can keep going, keep going, keep going. Now for some reason, and you can also grab this, bring it back, and then you can freeze frame all of this if you chose to. But as you can see, that just takes too long. So what I do is I go back to my corners. Where are my corners? All right, so let's undo the speed adjustment and undo the freeze frame and go back. Oh, it's not letting me anymore. Okay, so you would add the freeze frame and then you would just add the itty bitty part that you want, and there you go. You have a freeze frame. Like I said, you can either make it longer or you can make it shorter. Just all depends on what you want to freeze frame on. I usually just like to do like maybe 2-3 seconds of a freeze frame, because I mean there's nothing really for me to freeze frame when I'm doing my videos. Everything is just it's all fast paced. All right, moving on. And sometimes, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, but my videos are always like jumping. That's because I am recovering from any dead space or unwanted wording. So sometimes what I would do is, let's say I want to jump from this clip to the next one, I would just simply delete it and it would go blah 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 blah, boom. And then let's say I want to get rid of this and go into this tunnel here, delete it, boom. Now you can get very creative. What I do in some instances where there's like a dark clip like this, I would go fade to black and then I would add it to from the transitions. And basically what it would do is it would boom, go from black and then come back. Now another trick that I like to do sometimes, and I've done it in my videos, is when there is a white glare like this, I like to slip just a little bit of it and then go to the fade to white section and as you can see, the way it did it, it was very clean, very smooth. You could not tell that I did anything to it, but in reality I did do something to it. And you can see in this video, you're going from one tunnel to the next. Now moving on here, as you can see, it went from one clip to the other. That's because I did the cross dissolve. The cross dissolve is a lot different from the cross blur, only because, like I said, it's dissolving from one clip to the next. And I will show you how I do that. Again, you just basically go from your transitions and you place it in the middle of the clip. And there you have it. Now, another thing that I usually like to do is put one clip over the other. I don't know if you guys ever notice it when I'm doing my mix session videos. What I usually do is I grab, and it's very simple. All of this is very simple. It doesn't take me very long to do these videos. But what I usually do is I grab this clip and I place it right on top. And when you do that, you see this little area right here. You basically go all the way to it says picture in picture. and it gives you a little side, clip up on the corner. And here you can pretty much play with it however you want, place it in any part of the screen. Go up here, down here, up here, down here, and then you can make it wider. You can put it in the middle right here, just in, in case you wanted to show anything. And then you can also mute your clip, just in case. Let's just say you are already like me. When I do my videos, I have a GoPro and I have this camera recording me at the same time. Usually what I like to do is I like to use the audio coming from my DSLR camera instead of my GoPro camera, because the audio is a lot more clear, or in some cases I would get the audio that I use from my iPhone, like I'm doing right now, and I would basically I would leave it how it is like this, and then I would have the bottom audio playing while the top video is playing, just so that way it's more clear and it's not so, like I said, buffered. Now that we have transitioning and cutting down, which is basically the fundamentals of how to make a video, let's get to green screen. Now one friend of mine actually asked me how I did my green screens and where I got my green screens at. There's not an app. I don't have an app. I usually go on YouTube and I find these green screens that are made for end cards on YouTube. So like, the subscribe, the, what's that called? That thing where you press the subscribe button and then you click on the video, that thing. And then I also have these social media end cards that fancy, you go from one to the next. So here I have my subscribe, and then have Instagram, and then I also have my Facebook. These two in particular, I found them, well, these three actually, because the first three came from one video that I got off of YouTube for green screens. The next one, I just kind of got it off another video on YouTube. And this next one, the end card, again off of YouTube. So I get all of these things off of YouTube. I don't pay for any of it. I don't have an app, nothing. I get it all for free, and my videos, as you can see, look very, very clean because I take a lot of time into making these videos. I usually, depending on the length of the video, is how long I'm usually gonna take. So let's just say I lay out all my videos and it shows that I have an hour. I try to condense that hour between 20 and 25 minutes, so you guys can imagine how many clips I go through and what clips are the best, because I don't use everything. Sometimes I erase some stuff, sometimes I keep some stuff, sometimes I condense some things. But for these, I'm gonna show you these end cards. So let's just delete these because these are already done. So let's just delete it all. Perfect. So let's start here. I usually would go down to my YouTube file and go music and effects. And here I have all my music for vlogs, for background music, and I also keep all my green screens on here. So what I would do is I would basically just look for my green screen, like this is one of them. And here is where all your media is at. So what I would do first is I would lay it out. I would get rid of anything that I don't want. Alright, so I would slip clip and then delete the excess stuff. And then I would bring it, drag it all the way to where I want it. Drag, 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 drag. This is where the tedious stuff starts to kick in, because then you gotta place it just right. Because I've had some instances where I don't place it in the right place, or sometimes I put these types of clips backwards. So sometimes the end card clip would be at the beginning, knowing that I'm gonna present a previous video at the end of my video. So it's just little fuck ups like that. But if you pay attention to your videos. Oh shit, I lost it. Where the fuck? Okay, here it is. I found my place. I got lost there for a second. And sometimes most of this is all trial and error. Cause sometimes I would put these clips far from the ending of this video. Yeah, that's good enough. Alright, see what I mean? Alright, so we're just gonna delete the stuff that we don't need. Like, you can delete this like that, and then once it dissolves, you can delete instantly. And this is where the fun stuff starts coming in. And by fun, I mean tedious. Cut. Okay, I don't need that. I don't have Twitter. I don't usually put my Snapchat. I don't have Musical.ly, but I do have Facebook. Alright. So once we have all of our clip cut, we can slide them, place them right next to each other like that. This is where you take your end screen, and you can put it a little farther from your clip, but this is where a little bit of the hard work comes in the details, because as you can see, it flickers. So what I usually do is I just cut it until I see white again, and then I delete that, and I slightly delete a little bit of the next clip. As you can see, it doesn't buffer anymore or flicker. I do the same thing again to this one. I usually just do 2, only because it's the end of the screen. Doesn't really matter. And bring them all the way back. Hasta el fondo. And then depending on if you want it just to end right here, you can, the clip's playing, blah, 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 and then it goes like that. Or what I usually do is I leave a little bit of space, and you'll see why once I'm done. So that's done, and the next one. Okay, cool. So now that that's done, we can, like I said, double click, or you can click this little box right here. We'll go where it says green and blue, and see how you can now see this clip behind this one. That, my friends, is simple green screen editing. So what I like to do is I like to soften this video all the way up, click on that, and do the same thing for this one, and then this one also. Do this for all your clips, depending on what you want to green screen. And what I usually like to do, these have sound, so let's put the sound up just a little bit. You can't really hear it at the 100 that it's at, but I usually put it all the way up to 400, and then now you can hear the click. Okay, and now that these are all edited for green screening, and then your end card. Now sometimes I like to put separately, you know, the subscribe button, the share button, but sometimes I like to keep my videos simple and put it all on the end card, because as you can see here, you got like, share, and subscribe. Press the bell, like DJ Bar, bell. I don't do none of that extra stuff, but sometimes I like to do it, you know, just because. Now let's get to titling these icons, which is what some of you have asked me about. So let's play it. Let's see where the ad comes at. Right there. You would go to your titles, and I usually like to pick one that isn't so, you know, fast when it disappears. I usually just go to reveal, and then as you can see, it, you know, it's big, so you just type it in. Alright, so now that that is in, you would pick your size. I usually like to go 80 and then finish the title. Sometimes it only does it for a certain amount of time, so I extend it. And now that you play it, see, now it comes up like that, and towards the end, and then that's when the end card comes in. And then depending on how you want your video to end, you can either, like I did, put that same clip below your end card, or you can put music to it. So you can split the clip. That's what I would usually do. Lower your bottom video, and then go to wherever you have your music at for vlogs, and just go through it. Okay, let's go with that one. So we'll go with that one, and then depending on where you want to start your track is where you would cut it. Me, I would trim it all the way here. Dissolve the track so it doesn't just come in. And then if you have a black crossfade like I do, what I usually like to do sometimes is trim it to about here, so that way when it dissolves it keeps playing for a little bit and then it cuts off. But here, for some freaking reason, it's not letting me. So you would delete the rest and then you would dissolve it to however much you want. And then depending on the kind of song that it is, you can set cue points. See, even making videos like this relate back to DJing, because you know you still have to have a starting point and an ending point, and in the middle you can add your bit of creativity, which is what I do. So I hope that this video was clear, easy for you to understand. If I missed anything, if you have any questions, make sure to drop it down in the comments, or you can hit me up at my social media, send me a DM and ask me, hey, I did not understand this, I did not understand that. Or if some of you use iMovie to edit and you guys have different ideas on how I can better my videos, let me know and I will try it out, and maybe your idea might be featured on one of my videos. I don't know. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on that bell. Till next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace. There goes a sight from my soul.